We got another loaded offseason episode for you guys today here on NBA Central. As we have Austin Reaves wants his full money. And the question is, are the Lakers going to pay it? Yeah, they probably will. Plus, an insider floats around how LeBron James could stay with the Los Angeles Lakers. Is that in the best interest for the team? And we have rumors on a number of teams that could be interested in Tyler Herro if the Miami Heat do actually make him available. We'll talk a little bit about that and the best trades that each team could possibly offer for that. We're going to talk about all that, plus updates in the NBA coaching carousel and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the start of the 2026-27 season. Got about 4 or 5 months to get there. I'm trying to get to that. We're also 20 subscribers away from getting to, 20 away from getting to 5,000 subscribers. I know 20 of y'all that is watching this video is not subscribed to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, get us to 5,000 a day, and then help us get to 10,000 in the next 4 months. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. We're going to start off with Austin Reaves. There's been a number of conversations going on around Austin Reaves and what he wants to get paid. Reportedly, he wants the full max level contract that is owed to him. And so now the question becomes about, is that worth it for the Los Angeles Lakers? And here's the thing I'm going to tell you. You guys know I talk about both sides of every argument. If you're new here, the way that we like to do our conversations here is I talk about one side and then I'll flip it and talk about the other side. It keeps us honest in regards to it. But Austin Reaves is eligible for 25% of the salary cap, which means that he's up to about $39 million over 5 years is what he can get paid. Any other team that makes him an offer of a max deal can only get up to $177 million over 5 years because they can't offer that fifth year on the contract, right? So when you look at it, both contracts, regardless, if he signs with the Lakers or signs with another team, is going to come in at a little over $41 million. The only teams other than the Lakers that are projected to have any type of cap space are the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets. That's it. That's the only other teams that have the amount of cap space to potentially sign Austin Reaves to a max level contract, which means that any other team that would be interested in Austin Reaves that wants to try to go after him doesn't mean that they can't. It means that they would have to go after a sign and trade to get that done, right? And so it's still unclear on whether exactly Austin Reaves is willing to give the Lakers any time of hometown discount on this so they can continue to build a championship team around him and Luka Doncic, right? So here's the question that we're going to ask here. Is Austin Reaves worth a max level contract, right? I think that's what you have to look at in regards to this. Austin Reaves is a really damn good player. He's a damn good player. And the way that he has grown his game, I'll tell you what, I get it that he has his detractors, he has the people that don't have him, he has his fans, right? But at the end of the day, what Austin Reaves has proven is that he can play with Luka Doncic. And that is the biggest thing in all of this. The 23 points per game, the 4 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 49% shooting from the field, which I can't stress enough how good and efficient that is as a perimeter player, but it's even not the highest in his career. In the second year, it was 52% from the field. But also with the 36% that he shot from three as well, all that points towards Austin Reaves has shown himself to be an absolute weapon for this team. And that's just the reality of it, right? So, and when you look at the on-off numbers with Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves out on the court together, it further proves that, hey, these are two guys that have learned to play together. They've learned to balance each other out. You want to see that, and then you just want to keep it going at that point in time. So, I'll say this. When you look at this, for me, the Lakers, I just don't see any way in which the Los Angeles Lakers will not allow Austin Reaves to get out there for scot-free. Now, if a sign and trade, I always say never say never with sign and trades being a possibility, because a team could come with an offer that maybe even the Lakers didn't expect and stuff like that. And, if that ends up happening, you gotta monitor yourself at that point in time and weigh the risk versus reward at that point. But I think there's just no way. I just don't see any way that the Lakers are going to try to just let him go. When Luka and Austin Reaves were on the court together, the Lakers were plus 8.8. A net rating of plus 8.8, which is really good. A plus minus of plus 208, an offensive rating of 121, and a defensive rating of 112, which isn't terrible, right? So you have that. If you add in better pieces that fit with them, he gets you part of the way there. He's a really damn good player. But The question really is he worth the $239 million? And are they going to pay that just because they're afraid to lose him because they don't want to lose an asset for nothing? Austin Reaves is valuable. There's just no question about that, right? And you have no easy replacement. You're trying to continue to add to this to build a championship team with Luka. You're not trying to take away from it. And while Chicago and Brooklyn, now Chicago, they are, you guys know I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, but Chicago, I just don't see being willing to make that offer right now with where they are in their rebuild. The Brooklyn Nets can throw caution to the wind. They could just try to just come in and just fuck some shit up, to be 100% honest with you. But overall, I think that you're going to end up paying Austin Reaves like a star, and then you're just going to figure it out where you go for it after that, right? But that leads you to the next conversation in regards to that is LeBron James and how he plays a part into all of this, right? There's been a lot of talk about LeBron. The last update that we heard is that LeBron and his representation are waiting to the Lakers to come to him for a deal to convince him to stay. Now, I've speculated as well, the Lakers may do the exact opposite of that, renounce his bird rights so they don't have to wait on LeBron and the decision that he makes, and then go out and use that money to actually sign some shooting or a big or whatever else it comes down to this one. But from the Los Angeles Times, Brad Turner said this. I'm going to throw this out there. He comes back on a 2-year deal at $25 million per season with a player option and a no trade clause. Therefore, he gets $50 million. He just does not get it in one season. It gives him the option to leave if he wants to go play somewhere else. That's his choice. I'm negotiating the deal right there. He says this as well. I've been told to hold off on speculating where LeBron's going to sign from LeBron's side because I think it's very early in that regard. So the LeBron part of it is neither here nor there. My personal opinion is the Lakers have to take and maximize this window where they have Luka Doncic. That needs to be the focus. Everything that they do has to be built around making the team fit Luka. Now, if you on top of that can keep LeBron and you build a team where LeBron wants to stay and all that type of stuff, it's great, right? Signing a flexible 2-year type deal would make sense for LeBron James. It would make a lot of sense, right? And it also keeps LeBron in control as well because he has the opt-out and stuff like that. What the Lakers have to do here is they have to balance the respect that they have for LeBron because, reportedly they do still respect and value that relationship, but they still have to maintain roster flexibility, right? And I think that's the lower number per year. It helps them as well. It helps them keep adding to this team, right? And they have to use that space wisely, but it still ultimately is LeBron James's decision. And that's the other flip side of this. The Lakers can make any deal, and they should make a deal that makes sense for them, what they're trying to achieve this offseason and where they are in their franchise building around Luka. But LeBron still ends up holding all the power in this. If LeBron wants to go back to Cleveland for a farewell tour in Cleveland, he can do that. If he wants to go and join another team for lesser, if he's going to take less anyway, join another team where he has a chance to win the title he feels and be more of himself, he has a chance to do that. But when it comes down to it, LeBron showed in the playoffs just how potent he can still be in playoff basketball. So the question becomes about this one. Should the Lakers keep giving LeBron control over his timeline with their franchise because of the state that franchise is in? I want to hear from you guys on that one down below. Now, with that said, Tyler Herro is a player that could become very interesting this offseason. Now, I personally think the Miami Heat only move him if it's in a larger move for a star. I think that's where they are right now. The Miami Heat, they've been star hunting for a while. They've wanted a star there for a little while. They have not been able to get one. And I think if they're going to cash in that Tyler Herro trade chip, it's only going to come via them moving for a star. Now, on the flip side of that, this is a player that is an expiring $33 million contract. And if you have any doubt that he's going to re-sign with you, or if you even want him back, you move him, you get something back, and you do it now. That's the reality of it, right? So that's really where the Heat stand with all this right now, right? This is a team that has $40 million beneath the first tax apron. And so they have some flexibility in that regard as well if they want to make moves and stuff like that. But which teams would be interested in Tyler Herro? Now, this is taking out of consideration them moving for a star and just moving Tyler Herro as an expiring contract to get something back. This one comes from Bleacher Report for a number of teams that could be interested in Tyler Herro. They list the Dallas Mavericks on here. Now, I don't know if I believe this or not, to be 100% honest with you. Like, the Dallas Mavericks sit in an interesting spot. Yes, they have Kyrie Irving there. They have a high draft pick in this draft. They can add a guard. They can trade Kyrie Irving. Would they want to do that in this type of move? And that's what they have him doing. Now, the Miami Heat, we know, are looking for a star. If they strike out on Giannis, they strike out on Ja Morant, or just feel like they don't want Ja because of whatever else is going on there, This is a move that the Bleacher Report put forward that the Miami Heat would trade Tyler Herro, Kasparas Jokic, the 2026 second round pick, which is 41st overall, and they would get Kyrie Irving. Now, Tyler Herro is closer to Cooper Flagg's timeline. Still not exact, but it is closer to Cooper Flagg's timeline. If you get a point guard in this draft, it can make sense to go after shooting, spacing, that type of stuff with Tyler Herro, right? They need a guard that can space the floor and get them three-point shooting. Tyler Herro is a lifetime 38% three-point shooter and making 2.7 three-pointers per game. So that's what it comes down to. Klay Thompson would have been the only player on the Mavericks last season to have a better make more threes than Tyler Herro. He made 2.9, so the margin there is not that big, right? Now, would the Miami Heat be willing to give up Jokic, who was the 20th overall pick in just last year's draft, who's a 6'5" guard who was developing as a shooter? He shot 42% from three as a rookie, and that's really big considering one of the knocks on him coming in was his three-point shooting, right? And so you're cashing in on some youth to get a more proven player there to pair with Bam and to do some other things with. Miami's been stuck in purgatory for a while, and I can see where Miami would make some sense in this case, but we'll see. The next team is the Orlando Magic. Now, the Orlando Magic still need some shooting. The Bleacher Report has them trading for Tyler Herro, Jalen Suggs, and Goga Batazde. Now, this would give them, the Miami Heat, even more frontline depth, especially if they end up moving Khalil Ware and another move for a bigger star. Jalen Suggs is an interesting one, right? Is that, Suggs is good. Make no mistake about it. His offense comes and goes. Defensively, though, he fits exactly what the Heat culture would want to be in regards to that one, right? Jalen Suggs is a career 33% shooter, though, from the field, so he would be more of an upgrade for Orlando there than what it would be for Miami. And so plugging in and putting in Tyler Herro into the Orlando Magic's backcourt with Desmond Bane would provide tons of outside shooting for Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, those guys to get to work. Wendell Carter. Would that work? Would that be what they want to do? I think that personally that the Orlando Magic are very loyal to Jalen Suggs and they would only move him for a clear upgrade. The question is this the type of clear upgrade? This would then have the Miami Heat having Jalen Suggs, Davion Mitchell, which would be the best defensive backcourt that they've had in a long time as well, which they may be ready to double down on that one, but let me know what you guys think on that one. The next one, the Houston Rockets. They have the Houston Rockets trading getting Tyler Herro, a 2026 second round pick, which is the 41st overall, in exchange for Jabari Smith and Clint Capella. I don't think the Houston Rockets do this trade at all. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't think they do this trade at all. Yes, Amen Thompson has the defense there, to pair in the backcourt with Tyler Herro. You still have Fred VanVleet technically there as well. Jabari Smith is just, and maybe it's just me being still too high on Jabari Smith based on what he played. Maybe that is. When you look at the Houston Rockets last year, they ranked 27th in assist to turnover ratio, and it was just too predictable of an offense. Tyler Herro would help with that, but I think even the starting five of Tyler Herro, Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Tari Eason, if they keep him, and Alperen Sengun, I just don't know if I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that for them, but that's what they're pushing here. And then the Detroit Pistons getting Tyler Herro in exchange for Isaiah Stewart, Karis LeVert, a 2027 first-round pick, unprotected, and a 2027 second-round pick from the Milwaukee Bucks. The question comes down to this one is, Karis LeVert didn't give them much, so I'm not really worried about that. Isaiah Stewart may be a player that they're willing to move off of just because of what they have with the forward depth and stuff down there. They do need more shooting. There's no doubt that the Detroit Pistons need more shooting on their team, and Tyler Herro instantly helps with that. He fills in that role. Cade Cunningham and Tyler Herro in the backcourt becomes very interesting with the way that Cade Cunningham is able to be the on-ball creator he is for that team. It could get very, very interesting, right? With Tyler Herro being on 41% of his threes, I think that could be a big one there. And then the last team would make some sense is the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have the Minnesota Timberwolves acquiring Tyler Herro and that 41st overall pick in exchange for Julius Randle and a 2026 first-round pick. That is the 28th overall pick. Here's what I'll say. A front court rotation of Julius Randle, Bam Adebayo, and Khalil Ware. How do you feel about that? Because I look at that and I say, there's parts of it that makes it interesting enough for me. But then again, we know that the Minnesota Timberwolves also want to keep Ayo Dosunmu. They could look to move on to Dante DiVincenzo. I don't know if he can be in this. He tore his Achilles, so he's going to be out the majority of next year. Tyler Herro in a backcourt with Anthony Edwards, McDaniels, Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert. You then still would try to find a way to retain Ayo Dosunmu. You have him coming off the bench. I don't know, man. I in the Western Conference, I like that lineup, but I just don't know if that's what the Minnesota Timberwolves, if that's the style that they want to go in the backcourt. Now, we know Anthony Edwards has grown as a facilitator. He's grown as a shooter himself, so it could be a very potent shooting offense. But I guess you got to ask your question here. And overall, the question that Miami Heat are really asking themselves here is that should they extend Tyler Herro, or do they reset the asset board and move him? That is the ultimate question here, and we'll see what's going to happen here overall and where they end up falling in that case. But let me know what you guys think on all that down below. Where do you think the Tyler Herro could land? What do you think with Austin Reaves and LeBron James trying to stay in Miami? Let me know what you guys think and fill in all of that down below. I'll get back on the coaching search. We'll come back on that one, man. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode or an upload. You can follow us at NBA Central Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything basketball related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, I'll catch you guys the next time I feel like making a video. Probably tomorrow. Peace, y'all.
Been a presentation of the Breaks Media.